with H. We want to look at this question on GCSE question. We are looking at non-calculator paper 1. So let's dive ahead into this particular question here. It says the diagram shows an octagon, and they said x equals to 1 or y equals to 5 are lines of symmetry. Work out the coordinates of point Q. Now this is point Q here. Now let's call the coordinates x1, y1. Okay. Now, and these are lines of symmetry, and this line of symmetry, these two lines of symmetry, they met at this point. Let's call this point M. Now this point M has a coordinate. The coordinate is this x equals to 1 and y equals to 5. Okay. Now, how do we get this coordinate for Q? Very simple. All we need to do is to connect P and Q together. So if I join this P and Q, don't mind my straight line may not be straight enough, but just manage it. Now I join this line PQ. What can you notice? You notice that this M is actually the midpoint of this line segment. So that takes us to the formula for the midpoint of a line segment that says it's equal to x2 plus x1 over 2, and then y2 plus y1 over 2. So this is the formula for the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment, where our x2 and x1 are the values of the coordinates for P and Q respectively. So let's call this the coordinate for P. Let them be our x2 and y2 respectively. And so if we apply this formula, it therefore means that this midpoint, this midpoint 1, 5 should be equated to this formula. Okay, so now let's do that. So our P is x2, y2, our Q is x1, y1. So if I use my formula, it therefore means that minus 2, which is my x2, plus x1, which is actually what we are looking for, divided by 2 should give me this 1. That is the midpoint here, 1. So the implication to that is if I cross multiply, I'm going to have this, and therefore my x will be equal to 4. Now let's come to this y2, y1 over 2. My y2 is minus 6 plus my y1 divided by 2. That should give me the midpoint, which is 5. The midpoint is 5. So the same thing, if I cross multiply here, I'm going to have minus 6 plus y1 is equal to 10. And therefore, of course, this is my x1. And therefore, my y1 will be equal to 16. Okay, so you can see I've gotten my x1 and y1 as respectively 4 and 16. And that is the coordinate of this point Q. So I hope you got value from this explanation. Do have a good day and bye. So this is our answer.